The time has come, man, for Mr. Christian. What is up, guys? This is Gob. This is an account takeover video in which we are setting up an unkillable clan boss team for Mr. Christian's account to deal a massive whooping, probably like 15 million damage or something, to our Ultra Nightmare clan boss. The point is that we're going to be building the bones of an unkillable clan boss team on Christian's account so that he can look to upgrade this team in future and eventually get this team to a point where it's going to be able to 2-key Ultra Nightmare clan boss with better damage dealers. The damage dealers just aren't there on the account just yet, but the point is that the key components of this clan boss team are going to be set, ready to rock and roll, and then all Christian's got to do is kind of build on the team and boost the damage over time, right? The Man-Eater and the Painkeeper are going to be the two absolute indispensable components of this clan boss team. So if you got one or both of these champions on your account, or you're just looking out to maybe pull these champions in future, then you want to pay attention to this video. This might be your Demon Lord team that gets you unlocking and just clapping the cheeks of Ultra Nightmare Demon Lord clan boss in the future. Before we get to the team and how to actually set this team up, there are a lot of rules to follow, man. Hey, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, make sure to get that done by using my beginner promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box, man. Just scroll on down, click on that link, use that link and that webpage meant to set up your new raid account, and you're going to get all kinds of free stuff as soon as your account is done with the tutorial, man, where you'll unlock Corrado Fox Hunter. He'll just pop up in your inbox completely for free on that new account, and you'll also get all kinds of free epic champions as well as you level your account on up. Best beginner promo link going, especially because on day one of your new raid account, you can also use promo code Desert Queen to get your hands on to Hanorach as your day one legendary Void champion as well, man. Happy little beginner promo code that's active just now too. Make sure to get all that done. Okay, man. First off, the Man-Eater, the Painkeeper. Yeah, these two are indispensable. When we call this a budget unkillable clan boss team for Demon Lord, it's what you'd call budget in its own genre. It's budget compared to the other unkillable teams. Not easy to get your hands on these champions when you're first getting started, but compared to needing like Rushguard the Tower and like the other legendary unkillable comps and stuff that you can set up, this one's budget by comparison, okay? Just so you guys know, I didn't name the team, you know, people just generally refer to this as like the budget unkillable team, man. So Man-Eater's on the team for his 2-turn duration unkillable buff on a 5-turn cooldown on his A3, and Painkeeper is on the team because she's a great budget champ that brings a cooldown decrease skill on a 4-turn cooldown on her A3. So speed tuning these two guys is going to be absolutely crucial. We're also going to be building out a champion to be a stun target in this team, because the last thing we want is the Demon Lord clan boss to be throwing in its stuns and just stunning the crap out of like the Man-Eater at just the wrong time, and then all of a sudden everything falls out of whack and we can't have any of our key champions taking the stun. And so we're actually going to be building the Kale as our stun tank. That said, a few rules to bear in mind with this team, right? Your stun tank is going to have a very unique build that we're going to get to in just a bit, but every other champion on the team, okay, needs to have at least 2,000 defense on this team. That's at least 2,000 defense. In addition, your stun tank champion, whoever you choose for it to be, needs to have the most health on your team. I would recommend somewhere between 40,000 and 45,000. I think you can go slightly above that if you want to, but it's not necessary. And in fact, I'm pretty sure if you go above 50k, it just kind of like throws the whole thing off, and very difficult to make that work. And then the second highest health champion on your team after your stun target needs to be Painkeeper. I don't even know why, dude. Okay, I'm just going from like handed down wisdom at this point, man, from deadwoodjedi.com. You can find the full guide to this team down below, linked in the description box of this video, by the way. But let's talk about building your stun tank first, because this is by far the wackiest build. This build, absolutely crucial that you get this one perfect, and it's really strange, right? So you've got to build your stun tank again to have the highest health on your team. That's why we've got some HP percentage boots on the Kale here, HP percentage chestplate as well. His final stats are going to come out at something a little bit like so. So he's about 43,500 health. Highest health champion on the team. However, he's also going to be the lowest defense champion on the team, and by a lot. Your defense cannot be low enough on your stun tank, man. They've got to be taking the most damage from the clan boss's smacks. That's going to result in the clan boss focusing its stun attack into your stun tank, right? So as low defense as possible, man. We're only getting 21 defense from Kale's artifacts. Basically nothing. Most of his defense is coming in from like the classic arena passive, because we're in gold 5 on this account right now, Christian's account. You also need your stun tank to be extremely slow. ridiculously slow. In Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, you're looking for between 111 and 118 speed. Your stun tank has to fall within that bracket. Now, if you're clearing Nightmare Clan Boss, you're actually looking for 121 speed exactly, but we're going to stick to Ultra Nightmare in this one. I've also built out the kill with enough accuracy to at least be landing his poisons, because that's another thing I'm going to go ahead and recommend, is that when you're building out your stun tank, right, this champion's going to be bloody useless everywhere else in the game, okay? And so you might as well pick a champion like Kale, who's going to kind of drop off a little bit over time anyway, or a champion like Frozen Banshee can be a very, very good stun tank as well. Champions that can land like an HP burn or a poison, and can still actually help out a little bit with damage against Demon Lord, while being utterly useless everywhere else. It's nice if you can make like a rare champion somewhat useful still in this role, you know, so they're still able to land poisons and whatever. And so that's the Kale, man. Highest health champion on the team. Second highest health champion on the team is going to be the Painkeeper. Her speed tune is a little bit more exacting. She's going to be exactly 218 to 222 speed. We have our Painkeeper sitting at exactly 220 speed, so she's perfectly tuned already. And again, she's just got a little bit less health than the Kale, just a smidgen less health than the Kale. She's going to be the highest health, the second highest health champion on the team. And like I've already mentioned, every other champion that's not the Kale, that's not the stun tank, needs at least 2,000 defense. Next most important champion to build out, man, the Man-Eater. The Man-Eater is going to be the fastest champion on the team. I'll just cut straight to his stats straight up. He's also going to be fully booked, of course, just like the Painkeeper as well, goes without saying. He's got pretty good health, but again, lower than the Painkeeper, right? He's sitting on 2,300 defense, and his speed has to be exactly 240 speed. That's a lie. He can also be 241 speed, okay? But 240 to 241, not a lot of wiggle room there, okay? Your speed is going to be very, very precise on the Man-Eater so that he's getting off his unkillable buff at just the perfect time against Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. I should mention as well that 240 speed does work against Nightmare and Brutal Difficulty Clan Boss as well. And lastly, that brings us to our damage dealers. Okay, one of our damage dealers in this team is going to be a Kempton. You're looking for multi-hitter champions that can go into Giant Slayer, for example, which deliciously our Kempton does actually have the Giant Slayer mastery already leveled on up, so that's going to be a lot of extra damage against Clan Boss, and he's bringing all kinds of poison damage too, right? You're looking for HP burns, poisons, poison activation if you can, or just like a bloody Acrizia with just like a crap load of max health damage and, you know, damage based on enemy max HP. Great skills to bring for your damage dealers as well. Just like before, we're also building our damage dealers with at least 2,000 defense. We're actually a little bit below here with the Kempton, so I'm hoping that that's not going to clap our cheeks. I'd recommend getting as close to at least 2,000 as you possibly can. We'll see if this screws us over. You also want about within like 8,000 or 9,000 health of your stun tank. That seems to work the best for me. We could probably go a little bit lower health here with the Kempton and be just fine. I'd consider like 32,000 health the absolute minimum and see if that works. But yeah, 36,000 health for the Kempton should be more than enough. And as for the speeds of your damage dealers, you're looking for between 175 speed and 178. So they have to be a little bit on the slower side. Again, this is another reason why you might want to build out specialist damage dealers for this Clan Boss team. If you're still using it as your account gets a little bit older and a little bit more mature, you might want your main damage dealers on your account to be a little bit faster for use in other areas of the game. So a Kempton is going to be one damage dealer, and the other is actually going to be Scabrius, which I'm not super happy about, and this is where the room for growth comes in on this account, right? A Kempton is actually pretty good, not bad at all. Scabrius, not so much. Single target hit at A1 with a 70% chance to poison a single time. He does at least bring weaken debuff, so he brings a little bit of something, but let's be real, man. For Mr. Christian watching this video, the account owner of this, if we can replace this Scabrius with like a Geomancer, or even like a Myceliac Priest or somebody else who can like activate poisons or something, it's going to do a hell of a lot of a better job than Scabrius is going to do, right? But Scabrius is built out exactly the same as before, or just very, very similar to a Kempton. A little bit less health. His defense, though, is a good bit higher, and his speeds are on point as well. So he's ready to rock and roll, even if he's a little bit suboptimal for us. Now, I will mention one thing you've got to be very, very aware of with this comp. Beware any skill in this team that brings 10 meter fill, okay? I blew like 4 or 5 million silver building up the Skrank for use in this team originally, and I've restored his old build and stuff now for Mr. Christian. I was using the Skrank. I was like, man, the team starts off working pretty okay. Why is this not working, bro? And I'm like scanning through his skills. He brings the HP burn, brings a double hitter. Like, what the hell? What am I missing? You know, the team's just not working, man. Bro, I didn't read the A3 close enough, and I forgot all about Skrank's ability to 10 meter fill on himself by 15% if he crits with this A3, and it was ruining everything, man. Do not make my mistake here. I built this team like 4 or 5 times, and I still missed this. I still screwed this up. It's really, really easy to kind of balls this team up, especially if it's your first time doing it. But even I screwed it up. This is like my 4th or 5th time making a team like this. I also mentioned Frozen Banshee a bit earlier on in this video too. You can use her as one of the damage dealers. You can use her as the stun tank as well. But you have to disable her A2 in the team preset manager, right? She's another one of these champs that can throw you off. Do not let her fill the 10 meter of allies with this A2. It's just going to ruin all your timings. It's going to throw the team off, and it's going to suck. Okay, so how does this team actually work? How does this team actually function? What kind of damage numbers can we look to be hitting against Ultra Nightmare just now? Well, let's find out, shall we? Something else I want to mention as well is that you do want to actually set up your team to have as smooth an opener as possible. The Painkeeper has to open with a very, very specific order of skills, okay? And now the joke's on anybody who clicked off this video already, man, because I gotta tell you the truth, once we get like 50% of the way through my videos, we start to see like viewer drop off. A lot of people just like start to move off of the video, you know? Anybody who's left the video early that's gonna go try and make this team now is gonna get real frustrated, man. Because the Painkeeper, she has to open with the A3, then she has to use the A1, then you can full auto, because then she'll use the A2 next, and then you can full auto from that, right? She has to open with the A3, I repeat, then the A1, then you can full auto, and you're good to go. The Maneater also has to open and just spam his A3 on priority, so you can set this one as priority too. Another thing you want to do as well is, of course, just tune your DPS champions. There's no point in the Akemtum using his triple hitter and placing Hex. Who cares? We just want him spamming the A1, you know? Little things like that. Same thing with the kill. No point in him ever using his A2 AoE. When we're focusing on using his poisons and on his A1. And so, that's it really. And so we're going to go on in and launch into this, and as you can see, that's the A3 used from the Maneater and the Painkeeper already. We can sort of let this play out a little bit until it gets to the Painkeeper's turn all over again. She'll move after the kill. Here she goes. We're going to A1 with the Painkeeper, like we already mentioned, and now we can full auto. Now we're good to rock and roll. And now, so long as the kill stays the lowest health percentage champion, and because his defense is so much lower than everybody else's, he should always attract the Demon Lord clan boss's stun, like he does just here, which is always glorious when you see this come together. Now, that's also part of the reason why the kill has to be so slow, right? You notice that the kill is moving so slow in this team, right? That his unkillable buff lasts way longer than everybody else, right? You're going to notice, actually, in the next couple rounds of attacks that are about to come on out, other champs on the team are going to start to lose their unkillable buff, right? There goes the Painkeepers. There goes the Maneaters, right? And this is all speed-tuned correctly so that when the boss comes out with its stun, all over again, the only champion that he's going to hit with the stun is always going to be the kill, who's moving so slow that he's still got unkillable, man. It's genius. I don't know who the hell came up with this team. Actually, yeah, I do. I think. I mean, deadwoodjedi.com. It's the ultimate home. Not sponsored or anything. It's the ultimate home of Demon Lord Clan Boss speed tunings and just team building and any kind of like unkillable champions that you happen to pull on your account. And if you're wondering if you can make a Demon Lord team out of these unkillable champions and these block damage champions and stuff like that, just type in deadwoodjedi.com. And then the champion's name into Google. You're good. You'll probably find a guide, man. Yeah, the team looks to be running nice and smoothly. The Maneater's about to get the unkillable buff up all over again, just before the clan boss moves. Great stuff. We are flying now with this team, and now we can just see how much damage we actually get to. What did I say at the start of the video, like 16 million or something? I think the Scabrius is doing a whole lot of nothing, but he's better than nothing, I suppose. I think that the Akemtum is kind of carrying the damage right now. One thing that I will mention is that I don't think anybody on this team, certainly not the Scabrius, the Maneater, or the Painkeeper, have masteries farmed. Bit of a problem. If we were to farm masteries on all of these champions, especially the Maneater and the Painkeeper, who were going to be permanent features of this team anyway, That's like an extra, I don't know, 2 million, 2.5 million damage or something right there that we can bear in mind. Replace the Scabrius with like a Geomancer or something. Suddenly we've got ourselves a 2-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team, man. So again, this is about building the bare bones of the team. I'm not expecting an ungodly amount of damage here by any means. And I tell you what, at least the Kale is actually landing a good amount of poisons as well. So I'm a big believer in having these like poison HP burner style champions as your stun tank, so at least they're doing something. Something else you can do as well with this team is take the likes of the Pinkeeper and actually put it in like a toxic set. And you can do like a similar thing with Maneater as well. That can also just result in a little bit of extra poison damage, but then you really do want like a poison activator on your team instead of the Scabrius, right? Because otherwise you're just going to end up with too many poisons stacking up on the clan boss, potentially at least, and that could become a problem in and of itself. But toxic sets, things like that, anything you can do to just maximize the damage and get this to a 2-key is going to be huge. We may also have to be a little bit careful of Spirit Affinity Demon Lord Clan Boss, which can land decreased speed debuffs on an AoE. I guess if your speed tunes are not quite correct, I think we're safe against it. Just because the Maneater should take care of business and block those buffs. But if you're building this team, you've also got to be very careful of going into like an affinity of clan boss that is strong against one of your damage dealers that's not the stun tank, right? Because then all of a sudden the stun is going to start going on one of your key damage dealers instead of, in this case, the Kale, which could be a huge problem as well. And so it can also be worth building out a couple, like at least 2 potential stun tank champions, so that you're ready for any affinity of clan boss, if that makes sense. Alright, looks like we're going to finish up on a nice round 20 million, approximately, before the boss one-shots us. My prediction is that the Kale probably outdamaged the Scabrius. I'm not sure the Scabrius really was doing a whole lot of anything there, to be honest. Okay, the Scabrius did like 3 million, the Kale did like 3 million. Okay, dude. So you can see, if we just had a real damage dealer to replace the Akemptum here, suddenly then we're pushing 30 million damage. Masteries on the Painkeeper and Maneater, that's like 1 million damage extra each right there. And then we're well on our way towards pushing for a 2-key on Ultra Nightmare with this team. By the way, I would totally go ahead and just throw Alice into this team as well as like a 178 speed damage dealer in this squad, but frankly, she's built out with a hell of a lot of speed. She's built out in a deadly looking little instinct set. Her build is looking pretty decent. It's a bit sad she's still got crit rate gauntlets, and you know, she's a bit over crit cap, and there's some optimization to be done here for Mr. Christine, but I just don't really want to touch her build based on how she's been built out, and she's fully booked up as well. I'll leave that up to Christine if he wants to actually build out as Alice and take her away from this like almost like PvP super fast nuker focused build and actually start using her as one of the Demon Lord Clan Boss damage dealers. He could do it to replace the Scabrius. I don't want to go ahead and just take that decision out of his hands, frankly. Ooh, nice, we got a little Talon on her as well. But alright, man, that's all I wanted to cover of this happy little takeover. We've got some mastery farming to do. Honestly, if we continue using Kale as the stun tank as well, I'd recommend we go ahead and farm up masteries on him too. We might as well do it again. That's probably just like another 800k million damage or something right there. He's pretty slow, so it's not going to be as impactful as the masteries on the likes of the Maneater, but, oh, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, man. I hope it was an informative little guide if you're looking to set up this team yourself. And it's always a joy to get these teams up and running, man. So there you go, Mr. Christian. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like on the video and all that good stuff. And of course, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, man, make sure to do that by using my beginner promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. And I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.